Alrighty, everybody. Good evening. I hope everybody's doing well. And I hope you're able to join us for the live stream this evening as I do another update on our weekly revenue in pursuit of our $500,000 of revenue by the end of the year. So I just wanted to remind everyone I do these weekly updates in an effort to, just talk about week over week progress, as well as helps hold me accountable. Apologize if I'm a little bit distracted. I'm trying a new streaming platform, and I'm also just trying to do a few things at once, but it looks like everything's up and running live. So hopefully you guys can hear me. There's also some chat functionality as well that I've incorporated. So I'm on multiple platforms, YouTube and Facebook. And I also want to be able to interact with you guys, especially because I've got a slightly different update today than my usual one. But first, let's talk about our week over week updates, right? So the idea here is I'm going for $500,000 in revenue by the end of this year in my online retail business, where it's February 12th. And in the last the last 3 weeks, I really noticed a slowdown in our revenue. A lot of that I attributed towards the slowdown as a result of the holidays being over. And then, of course, the stimulus checks gave us a nice little boost early in January, but that kind of tapered off. But as we kind of get into what things look like the last few weeks, we'll talk a little bit about what was the strategy here, okay? So we're looking at like late January. The blue bars are my day-over-day revenue, with the y-axis indicating the total revenue each day. And then the cumulative revenue is our orange line. And I'm showing with the mouse, but of course you guys can't see my mouse. But the orange line is our cumulative revenue year to date. So we just notched over $40,000. I'll talk about the red arrow and the red lines in a minute. But 2 weeks ago, I was talking about basically changing up my strategy, really tied to pricing, how I wanted to approach a different pricing strategy so that way I could drive a little bit more volume. I also ran some promotions on eBay that I think gave me some additional visibility. And I want to talk a little bit about this in detail in a separate video. I want to do a deep dive on marketing and promotions that's in the works. But essentially what I did was I had a rate for an item. For instance, let's say it was a $100 item, and I had free shipping, right? And so anybody who would buy that item wouldn't pay shipping. So I absorb the cost. It's fairly variable regardless of where you live in the country. If it's California or Puerto Rico or Florida, my shipping costs are always are variable, right? Because I'm the one incurring those. And so I would price out a $100 item at $100 to compensate for the fact that in some cases my shipping costs will be low, in some cases my shipping costs will be high. But the average selling price of that item in particular would be, let's say, $90. So I'm priced above the average because I figure, it's a premium for me to have to provide free shipping. But I noticed that if you look at like the later part of January, that it really started to lag out my sales. So what I did, I said, let me try something. Let me drop the price way below the average. So the average price of that item is $90. I'm going to drop the price to $80, but I'm going to introduce paid shipping, which is counterintuitive nowadays because everybody wants free shipping. I'm going to reintroduce paid shipping, and it's calculated, right? So if you live down the street in Gastonia, you're paying $4 for this item. If you live in California, you're paying $12. So it kind of helps me absorb that cost. I'm sorry, I actually defer that cost to the buyer and allows me to price the item lower and still not really hurt my margin. And in fact, I actually think it's going to help out my margin, but we're not going to get into the deep financial implications today. I want to talk about, did we boost sales? So if I were to ask my kids this question, I would ask them, do the big blue bars look taller than before? And the general answer is yes. So in this last week, you can see with the orange line, which is our cumulative sales, we had a huge spike in sales. So that was last weekend actually. And then as we get into today, which is February 12th on here, it starts to taper off. The question is why? Why does it taper off? Well, the funny thing is the item in question here that I tested this with, we sold out. I had maybe 80 to 100 units of that item. I don't have any more left. So one, it shows me that the promotion worked very well. We were able to generate a tremendous amount of increase in volume and activity. And then the tapering out is really just literally we had no more inventory. So one of the other questions I have right now that I want to dive a little bit deeper into next week is we did this for 12 items, but for whatever reason, the specific item that we had the spike in sales, I think the eBay algorithm picked it up and kind of drove more traffic there, because what eBay does is they want more sales, right? Because eBay makes money every time you close an item, they charge a listing fee for that item. So if you're listing the stuff that they don't sell, then they're going to push you down in the search results, no different than Google or YouTube will for any other content you put online. So what happens is when you start generating sales, they'll lift that item up in the search results, and probably the item I sold out must have been the top 1 or 2 search results for a few days until I literally ran out. So now my goal for next week is to figure out how do I drive some of that impression and page view activity on these other 11 items that I'm running these promotions on, and that I've switched the pricing strategy on, because I know it works. And I also know that it works because we started working on that earlier today. We started shifting the focus on some other items that have not been selling, and I'm already starting to see activity. So you see this February 12th bar, which is hovering at $400 or $500 for today. It's going to go a lot higher tonight because I'm already seeing a lot of purchase activity that I have not documented yet on this spreadsheet. So awesome thing is we're seeing progress, we're seeing results, we know that it's working. Now it's a rinse and repeat approach, and then it's just gonna be applying it to our other items across the board. So I'll look forward to seeing what the results will be next week. So let's get into some real quick number updates. Whoops, you're not supposed to see that yet. All right, let's get into some quick number updates. So if you guys remember last week when I reported the weekly revenue, we were up $3,400 in the prior week. This time we've made another $10,500 since last week. So that's an increase in weekly revenue of almost $6,000, right? And that's just one item, and it would have kept going if I didn't run out of stock. The good thing is I have other items that we're going to be testing this with, so I'm really looking forward to see if we can continue to push this strategy into the following weeks. So our year-to-date revenue, we're now at February 12th. Our year-to-date revenue is at $41,233. What's awesome is that I've been kind of running this business, we'll say experimentally on the side, September through December of last year. So if you take into consideration that I had 3 months that I was mainly testing out the business model for about 1 quarter of the year last year. Granted, it was the best quarter of any retail quarter ever because of COVID, everyone's going online. So I had a really good Q4 for basically not knowing anything about this business. And we closed out 2020 at $40,000 in revenue. So by February 12th, we've already exceeded our Q4 2020 revenue in just a month and a half. So I'm really excited to continue to build on this momentum. Hope you guys join me as I continue to provide these weekly updates. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and of course, stay engaged. I love to hear from everybody. And it keeps me motivated. That's why I do this, because when people talk to me, it helps me get up and get to work. So that's basically it for the update, but I actually want you guys to help me with something. So I see, 2 or 3 people online, but maybe a few more people will post comments or suggestions later on as I repost this on YouTube's. I've got a logo in the works, guys, and I need your help deciding what to pick. Okay, so I'm gonna flash a few options. What I want everybody to do is tell me which option you like the most. I had a lot more, but I slimmed it down. But tell me which option you like the most, and tell me why. Okay, I want to understand why. So keep in mind, Sic Magna in Latin stands for thus greatness. So I'm building a brand, a company where I want everything to be focused on the greatness that we provide through our service, our products, and our pricing. So that's kind of the imaging I'm going for. It doesn't have to necessarily be tied to retail or to anything online or eBay. It's just the general brand that I want to build. So I'm sharing with you guys. You get an inside scoop because not many of you are out there, but I want the select few of you to kind of see where my head's at. Tell me which one you like. There's only 3. Tell me which one you like in the comments and tell me why you like it, and then we're going to pick one of these logos. All right, here's the first one. This is option number 2. Option number 3. I won't tell you which one I like, but I can tell you which one my mom likes. Option number 4. Okay, my mom likes this one. She says it looks fancy. Cool deal. So I actually do see a few comments. Let's see if there's anybody. Oh, there we go. Yes, thank you, Tanya, for your comments. Thank you for joining. But that's basically it, guys. Got the logos, got the update. I think if you just take a look at this, I mean, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Not a GameStop way, but we're doing well. We're building momentum. Again, every day we're learning. I don't have all the answers, but it's all about getting up and trying something new. If it doesn't work, like look at some of these days. Look at these. Late January was very discouraging. very discouraging. But it's all about what else can we try? What else can we do? How else can we shift this? And it's taking on those types of wins and capitalizing on it. So that's what we're going to be doing the next few weeks. We're going to really push a lot of our other products in the same manner. And then you have your good days, you have your bad days. If you can see it here at the bottom of the graph, there is no February 11th. I sold nothing on February 11th, but that's okay. It's going to happen. But it's all about building that stable revenue source, and it's also about having the inventory that could sustain repeat sales every single day. So we're getting there. We're not there yet, but we're building up to that moment. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your comments and feedback. I see a lot of votes for 4 already, so my mom will be very pleased. But yeah, hopefully in the next few days, I'll give you guys an update. And I've also got a website that will be launching soon, so I'll be sure to share that with you guys. And then I realize I haven't even really told anyone much about the company or what we really sell. But I know there's limited attention spans, and I could talk for hours. But I'm gonna peel back the layers week over week. So as you guys stay tuned, I want to reveal kind of really what I'm building and everything behind the scenes. I have nothing to hide. I want to be transparent about it. I want to be real about it. So if you guys have any questions, concerns, issues, please don't hesitate to ask. I would love to engage in conversation with you guys about what I'm trying to do. Otherwise, I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Thank you for your time. Take care.